Hey guys, and welcome to the school station. Today's video is going to be teaching you guys about kinetic energy. This is from the AQA GCSE Physics 9-1 paper from the unit Energy and Energy Resources. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the 10 main types of energy, and this is called kinetic energy. Kinetic energy has its own formula, and it's the energy that happens due to motion. So today I'm going to be talking about kinetic energy and telling you guys step by step about how to solve questions also involving kinetic energy. So let's just get right into the video. So first of all, we have to understand about what is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is actually the energy an object has because of its motion. So basically, for example, if a car is moving, it is using its kinetic energy. And kinetic energy actually depends on its mass and speed. And you will be seeing that in the formula, it will be actually including mass and speed. So as we're talking about kinetic energy, it's basically again the energy an object has because of its motion. So anything that is moving, it is basically transferring into kinetic energy. So for example, if you have a clock and the clock is moving, it has kinetic energy. If your hands are moving, it is transferring from chemical energy to kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is all about motion and moving. So now that we know what is kinetic energy, let's go on to the formula of kinetic energy. So the way we calculate kinetic energy is Ke is equals to a half times mass times velocity squared. So m stands for mass, which is measured in kg, and v stands for velocity, which is measured in meters per second. And Ke is obviously an energy, so it is measured in joules. So this is something you'll have to know. And as I said earlier, we actually said that kinetic energy depends on its mass and speed. However, sometimes in questions, you may also be given the mass and velocity. So what is actually the difference between what is the difference between speed and velocity? Well, the difference between speed and velocity is actually that speed only has distance divided by time. And speed includes both distance and time, whilst velocity includes distance, time, and direction. So, for example, if someone is telling you that I'm moving 1 meters per second, that is the speed. But if another person tells you that I'm moving 1 meters per second towards the east direction, then they're actually telling you the direction. So the first person is telling you the speed, but the second person is telling you the velocity because they're telling you the direction of which way they're going. So in kinetic energy questions, they can give you either the speed and velocity, but it's going to be used in the same way in the formula. So now that we have clarified what is the difference between speed and velocity, now we're going to be talking about an example of kinetic energy and maybe just a typical question that you may get. So a car with a mass of 500 kg is moving at a speed of 12 meters per second. How much kinetic energy does it have? So first of all, we have to look at what do we have. So in kinetic energy, as you guys can see in this question, we have a mass, which is 500 kg. We have the speed, which is 12 meters per second. And then we actually have this, and now, there's basically enough for us to calculate kinetic energy. And even over here, they're actually telling us how much kinetic energy does it have. So they're asking for the kinetic energy. So the way we present kinetic energy usually in exams is actually by writing E with a small k. So E with a small k is equals to a half times mass times v squared, and this is equals to 0.5 times 500 times 12 meters per second squared. And you just tap that into your calculator and you'll get 36,000 joules, and that's going to be your answer for the kinetic energy. So I hope you guys have understood the example and the formula, and now I'm actually going to be telling you guys that it is now your turn. I want you guys to go on and try to pause this video and make your own question of kinetic energy. Remember that for kinetic energy, it depends on mass and speed or velocity. So pause this video and try to actually make up your own question and answer it yourself. Alright, so I hope you guys have mentioned in your question to calculate kinetic energy. You also mentioned mass and speed. So now we have actually clarified and you know how to actually calculate kinetic energy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson, and just to review what we have learned throughout this lesson. we actually have found out what is kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is the energy that happens when something is moving. We also learned the formula for kinetic energy, which is a half times mass times v squared, which can be speed or velocity. And we also learned how to solve problems with kinetic energy. And obviously the best thing to do right now is to try more problems of kinetic energy before continuing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And I hope to see you guys very soon in this channel, The School Station. Bye guys!